The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome to TV1 News. I'm Carol Kidu Jr. Thank you for joining us. In this edition, City Authority backs family of stabbing victim, SJA welcomes new clinical practice app, and siblings captain cookies men and women teams. Women and girls in the nation's capital will now have a platform to drive change and accelerate progress for the future and with confidence through the inaugural NCD Women Expo and Summit. It is themed Invest in Women, Drive Change and will be held at the Sir John Guy Stadium from the 9th to the 13th of November this year.
With the country heading towards 50 years as an independent country, what is the status of women in leadership roles in the country when only 2% of women are sitting in Parliament currently? Governor for NCD Powers Parkop shared his sentiments on the upcoming NCD Women Expo and Summit and has put this to men and boys in the country.
While we have made progress in many sectors, the status of women and girls in our country still lags behind. In our city, the challenge is right here before us. As I speak here, I'm also speaking to boys and men of our city and of our country too. You need to change your habit and behavior and attitude. Start respecting, start appreciating, start recognizing that women and girls in your community, in your village, in your family, they have the same equal rights as you, and they are human beings like you, have the same feelings and desire and aspiration, wants to be great in their own way to our lives and our country and our people.
Speaking on behalf of UN Women, who are the major sponsor of the event, was Deputy Country Representative Tosin Akibu. Akibu shed light on the summit and what the country can expect from the summit.
We hope that by the time that summit happens, that women are able to express what they want to see, the Papua New Guinea that they want to see. But at the same time, we believe that the more we talk, the more we find common ground.
We are serious about addressing the safety and security of women, girls, boys, men in the city. We want to have very clear focus and a plan going into the future in 2025 and beyond that's aligned to achieving the MTDP 4 and our NCDC strategies and policies, like how do we effectively implement what we're supposed to do. And as Governor has mentioned, we are here because of the taxpayers of the city. And this summit will provide that opportunity.
The inaugural NCD Women Expo and Summit themed Invest in Women, Drive Change will be held at the Sir John Guy Stadium from the 9th to the 13th of November 2024. Jasmine Rojak, TV1 News.
Governor for NCD reiterated the frustration of not having a women councillor in the office. He said that with a women councillor back in office, gender-based violence and other issues regarding women and girls in the city and country as a whole can be given priority and be addressed.
Another, outcome that for me as a governor chairman of our commission wish to see too is the outstanding issue of the Council of Women. This conversation must be held now by women and girls of our city. It's been going on for too long. We are on and off, but we need a women's network in our city and indeed in our country. When I look at, for example, the increased prevalence of gender-based violence, family sexual violence, there is a, parallel sort of a equation that you can see that is, the prevalence started to increase when the Council of Women went down.
Family of the 18-year-old girl who was stabbed to death at the Tabari bus stop recently come out publicly to address the violent killing of their child. They've also addressed the senseless violence and stabbing death of young Jessica with the National Capital District Commission. Governor for NCD Poes Parkop witnessed the meet and is on board to seek justice for the young girl.
And visions that he has.
The family of late Jessica Yori continued to seek justice for their daughter, granddaughter, sister and friend. 18-year-old Jessica was on her way to the Tabari bus stop when she was stabbed to death after an altercation with a thug who wanted to steal her personal belongings. Late Jessica's grandfather, teary-eyed, shared with the city authority the family's thoughts on the incident and are appealing to the community of the man who ended Jessica's life.
A number of things happened on the day which made the family feel so bad about it. Firstly, that stabbing. Secondly, there were a number of bystanders at that place during that incident. Everybody who were watching, nobody would put up the hand to apply first aid. Gradually, the young granddaughter succumbed to death after losing a lot of blood from people observing her death.
Late Jessica was laid to rest on Thursday, October the 24th, but the fight to find her killer continues.
We also would like to appeal to the people of Como in Hulia, Hela province, the Prime Minister, the Governor, the MPs, the national parliamentarians from that particular province, to do their best to apprehend the culprit from Como and bring him back.
Governor for NCD Poes Parkop is dismayed by the actions of criminals in the city while sympathizing with Jessica's family. He vowed to join them in their quest for justice.
On behalf of our capital city, I would firstly like to offer our deepest heartfelt condolence again to the immediate family and relatives of this young girl. I want to make a commitment of 20,000 kina to support the initiative of the cost, but also part of half of it I want to make it as a, reward to anybody who can come forward to make sure that this coward is brought to justice.
The family of late Jessica will host a sit-in protest on November the 9th in an effort to mobilize support for justice and an end to senseless killings. Jasmine Razak, TVWAN News.
Governor Parkop also agrees with ACP Peter Guinness for a Vagrancy Act in the city as solution to reducing violent crimes in the city.
For me, I'm ready to use that, tool once Parliament passes it. We should all, allow this Vagrancy Act to be passed because, as I said, it's targeted at those who we can say becoming, cannot live with everybody else because they have a tendency to commit violence, no respect. They engage in criminal activities. Those type of people don't deserve to live among everybody else in a multi-ethnic, multicultural, multi-faith, multinational city like Port Moresby. You're better off living in your own kind, in your own tribal areas.
Police have taken control of the Sirunki to Mulitaka section of the highway leading into Pogera Mine, patrolling this section 24/7 to maintain visibility as investigations continue into 3 different killings that have left 9 people dead since October 11th. SOE Controller Chief Superintendent Joseph Tondop confirmed from Enga today that members of the State Security Forces, or SSF, are now based out of Sirunki and Layagam, and a curfew imposed from 5 p.m. to 6 a.m. every day. Tondop has called for cooperation, understanding and support from all parties as investigations continue, promising relatives of the dead that he would handle the killings case by case and enforce the full force of law once documentation is complete. As SOE controller, he has also given 14 days for the investigations to be completed. In the meantime, he is calling on the people living along the corridor of the highway to refrain from setting up illegal roadblocks and from taking revenge on innocent traveling public again, warning that would create more headache and pain for all, including the police. The PNG Law Society is calling on the government to issue a call-out of the Defence Force to assist police force in restoring public order and security in Enga and other hotspot regions. President of the PNG Law Society, Hubert Namani, in a 2-page letter to the Prime Minister today, urged the government to immediately exercise its constitutional authority under Section 204 of the Constitution to make this call-out.
The PNG Law Society in March this year staged a peaceful march calling for the rule of law to be upheld. This was following a massacre in Wabnamanda back then. In that event, Namani called on the government to take immediate action to address the escalating law and order crisis in the Highlands 7 months on, and the president of the Law Society is again calling for the government's intervention through a defence force call-out to prevent further loss of life and destruction of properties. He said the defence force, when called out by the head of state, acting on the advice of NEC, will be able to work within the bounds of the law to support the police force in bringing peace and stability. He said military support is also crucial given the presence of illegal firearms and organized criminal activity. Namani pointed out the need to remove illegal firearms, which he says is the root cause of most of the violence being witnessed across the country. He said the circulation of graphic images on social media reveals a brutal reality and highlighted the urgent need for intervention before the country plunges deeper into chaos. He called on the state to use its full force to curb this disturbing rise in crime. Beyond enforcement, he also called on every citizen to abide by the rule of law, reminding citizens that no one is above the law and every individual must be held accountable for their actions. Ruth Rongola, TV1 News.
You're watching TV1 News. Among stories after the break, bird inspires cocoa growers and the first draw of the 2024 Pepsi confirmation.
To do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Lager, Bunyamyumi.
Open hands.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, P&G and Mia. Find P&G made.
A quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in P&G and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier by you like it more.
Welcome back. October is the month to create awareness on breast cancer, especially in women. Thus, the Universal Church of PNG in Port Moresby, under its social programs, observed the day under the leadership of the Caleb Group, consisting of women over age of 50. The gathering, led by women of the Caleb Group, on Saturday 19th October 2024 at the main church at Gordon's NCD. The group's name was inspired by Caleb from the Bible, a man who, at the age of 85, did not back down and was used by God with the same strength he had in his youth. Cancer specialist Eli Winge from the Department of Health's Cancer Control and Prevention provided valuable information on breast cancer prevention and treatment. Winge encouraged women to be more conscious about their breasts and check for lumps to seek help early. She added that a sick woman cannot service her master well, so she must prioritize her health and well-being. CIPIC Governor Alan Bird delivered an inspiring speech at the official opening of the 2024 PNG Cocoa of Excellence Show, Southern Regional Cocoa Toleha in Alotau on Thursday, challenging them to match the output of provinces like the CIPIC, which ranks as the third largest cocoa producer in Papua New Guinea. CIPIC Governor Alan Bird was in the provincial capital of Milne Bay Province for the official opening of the Cocoa of Excellence show. Speaking at the Alice Wedega Park, Governor Bird emphasized the transformative power of cocoa farming, drawing from the success story of his CIPIC people, who have transitioned from poverty to self-sufficiency through cocoa cultivation. The show, co-organized by the PNG Cocoa Board and various provincial governments, has been held biannually since 2017. Bird encouraged Milne Bay farmers to strive to become major players in the cocoa industry, challenging them to match the output of provinces like CIPIC, which ranks as the third largest cocoa producer in Papua New Guinea. Representatives from various provinces, including the autonomous region of Bougainville, Morobe, and Simbu, attended the event. Bird expressed his desire for the next Cocoa of Excellence show to be held in East CIPIC, underscoring the region's commitment to cocoa production. The 2024 PNG Cocoa of Excellence show allowed Milne Bay cocoa growers and producers to showcase their innovative cocoa products and equipment. 7 exhibitors, including Shane Holland, Gwen Jerome, and Benjamin Sudan, captivated visitors at the crowded Alice Wedega Park, where the 2024 PNG Cocoa of Excellence show was being hosted. Shane Holland, owner of Ione Tours and Cocoa Buyers, demonstrated a detachable cocoa dryer capable of producing 6 bags of dried beans, while single mother Gwen Jerome showcased her range of cocoa-infused products, including chocolate ice cream and soap. Benjamin Sudan, maker of Benji's Chocolate, explained the meticulous process behind his handcrafted bars, branded as the Beans of Happiness.
This is a one-ton dryer, so the outcome of it, out of the wet bean processing, you can extract 6 bags dried cocoa beans, which are the end products are those.
Visitors were inspired by the exhibitors' passion and determination, many of whom are newcomers to the industry. From handmade chocolate to innovative drying equipment, the stalls offered samples, tastings, and an opportunity for attendees to purchase locally made cocoa products. The people of Mape in Morobe's Finchafen district have been recognized for their rice farming skills. The Morobe Province Agricultural Society has awarded the Upper Mape rice growers the President's Award for Sustainability and Innovation.
14 villages in Upper Mape in Morobe's Finchafen district have been growing rice since it was taught to them 100 years ago by the early Lutheran missionaries. Former primary school teacher and Finchafen woman Naomi Gioven and her husband Henry have been advocating for Mape rice for a decade now. They finally got the recognition they had been pursuing when they set up their stall in the 2024 Morobe show over the weekend.
Our people grow it and eat it for these past 100 years. The Lutheran missionaries came 200 years ago, but our people started cultivating rice for the last 100 years. Next year, they will celebrate the 100th centenary. That's why we decided to bring the rice out to tell the nation that we can grow our own rice, eat it, sell the surplus at the market, just like people selling their banana, cocoa, and taro.
It has taken the people of Upper Mape decades to ship samples of the 7 rice varieties to Ley because of inaccessibility, rough terrains with no roads or bridges. Gioven says their farms are 30 to 40 kilometers away from the nearest road. It cost them almost 4,000 kina to transport 10 of their 50-kilogram bags of rice from the mountains of Finchafen to the sea, then via a dinghy to Ley.
Carriers, we paid 200 kina for 150 kg, 50 kina per head for them to carry it to the nearest road. And then PMV down to the coast, another cost. The boat charged us 70 kina per bag. That's about 10 bags, 700 kina or so. Yeah. We just wanted the bags to come to the show, tell the nation, tell our leaders that we can produce rice.
President of the Morobe Province Agricultural Society, Hans Mel, applauded the Upper Mape farmers for their dedication, as it is in line with this year's show theme of sustainable agriculture, grow it.
People growing things themselves, propagating food, and when I saw the story I was so impressed, we decided to present them with a special award, because that's what we're trying to achieve. We're trying to get people to grow their own food and educate people here. They came all the way from Finchafen with the product, with the story, with the knowledge, and they're sharing the knowledge. And I think that's the most important thing we want to get across to people.
The Morobe Show Committee estimated that 36,000 people entered the showgrounds on Saturday, October 19th, while an estimated 45,000 people were at the show on Sunday, October 20th. Kamila Guare, TVWAN News, Ley.
The National St. John Ambulance Service, together with the National Department of Health Emergency Medicine physicians, officially launched a smartphone app on ambulance clinical practice protocols yesterday at the National St. John Ambulance Service headquarters. This is a significant step forward in supporting high-quality pre-hospital care across Papua New Guinea, made possible by the generous donations raised by the staff of Deloitte Australia and the Port Moresby offices during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. All guidelines for the app are pre-approved by a panel of specialist emergency physicians, ensuring high standards of clinical safety and effectiveness. For doctors and paramedics, the new app includes an advanced medical care section, offering more detailed guidelines for advanced medical procedures. The much-anticipated first draw of the 2024 Pepsi Thirsty for Merch National Consumer Promotion took place today at the Stop and Shop Waigani Central. Launched on October 14th, the promotion offers over 400 exclusive merch packs, collectively valued at over 1 million kina, to be won nationwide. It was a grand day at the Stop and Shop Wagani Central in Port Moresby, where the excitement was buzzing early today for the first draw of the 2024 Pepsi Thirsty for Merch National Consumer Promotion. Over 50 lucky winners from across the country will walk away with exclusive merch packs valued at 2,500 kina each. It was a thrilling event as Pepsi's massive giveaway officially kicked off. Nathaniel Lepani, Pacific Industries National Marketing Manager, shared the excitement around the promotion.
As part of this campaign, we've really seen that breakthrough and resonate with a lot of the Papua New Guinea public. They're really enjoying it. They're loving that sort of lightheartedness of the campaign. They love the local content, the fact that these are Papua New Guinean influencers involved in this campaign. So that's really gotten a lot of people sort of psyched up to take part in this campaign. So we're super happy about that. In terms of the actual engagement and those who are taking part, we've also seen it translated into those consumers in store who are purchasing 2 platasol or more if they want more of a chance to win as well. Not only here in Port Moresby, around the country we've seen that sort of reaction. We've got quite a number of people who have entered and all of them want their chance to win one of these fantastic merch packs.
Customers were also treated to the Spin the Wheel game after purchasing 2 cans of Pepsi or Mountain Dew, winning instant prizes. Pepsi ensured that no one was left out, engaging participants with fun activities and giveaways as part of their ongoing consumer-focused initiatives. Winners from Port Moresby, Hagen, Lay, Goroka, Kokopo and Medang will receive merch packs valued at 2,500 kina, including varsity jackets, Bluetooth speakers, sunglasses and more. The promotion will continue until December 20th, 2024, offering customers more chances to win. And now the finance news. The kina closed lower at $0.2537 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2462, $0.3681 Australian dollars, 0.2198 euro and 37.04 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, all closed lower except palm oil and crude oil closed higher. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. TV1 News continues when we return. Stay with us.
Convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Haren talk young or old, a scale rice family meal with toast. To bring out the smiles, cause it's a favorite by miles. Seni sigola, scale rice, low scale price. Seni sigola, scale rice, low scale price. But you like him?
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put him more flavor, put him more taste. Magic kakaru, get up a big smile on face. Time for him chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves. Rugby League is a powerful force that unites Papua New Guinea and develops our youth. Through partnerships with the PNG LNG Kumals, Grassroots Rugby League and Justin Olam, we aim to instill skills to last a lifetime.
I'm community blue. When it's on you walk him, I'm come up community. You must not community.
When we invest in people, we invest in tomorrow's possibilities.
A
these two are creeping into your personal space, why don't we send them packing? Oh, or maybe not.
Bing bang bing.
Thanks for staying with us. Britain's King Charles said on Friday the Commonwealth should acknowledge its painful history as African and Caribbean nations continue to advocate for reparations for the country's role in the transatlantic slave trade. Representatives of 56 countries, most of with roots in Britain's empire, are attending the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting that began in Samoa on Monday. He said it's vital we understand our history to guide us towards making the right choices in the future. The demand for Britain to pay reparations or make other amends for transatlantic slavery is a long-standing one, but has recently gained momentum worldwide, particularly among the Caribbean community and the African Union. Opponents of reparations payments say countries should not be held responsible for historical wrongs, while those in favor say the legacy of slavery has led to vast and persistent racial inequality today. Efforts continue to try and house and feed the 1.2 million displaced people in Lebanon. In Australia, Lebanese communities are coming together to help support humanitarian relief efforts as Lebanon marks 30 days at war.
From his cafe in Melbourne's West to help displaced families in Lebanon.
The main reason why we're doing a lot of this fundraising is because people don't have the opportunity and they don't have places to stay.
The money raised here will go to the Wish Foundation's operation on the ground.
There's no work, no shelter, no food. Where they get their next meal from, they're not sure. So literally everyone's doing everything they can.
I know a lot of people have been affected and their lives have been turned upside down. And so this is the least I can do, to come and contribute.
Look, and the reality is here in Australia, separated from the conflict, there's so little we can do, that the little that we can do, we need to do.
Like many Lebanese Australians, Hadi still has strong family ties to Lebanon.
We had to get them out of there. Lucky enough for us, we had family down in the north, so we were able to secure a spot for them.
While thousands of Lebanese Australians, like the ones here, watch as the war unfolds, desperate to help loved ones, on the ground in Beirut, locals have put their lives on hold to lend a helping hand.
We got ground partners in Lebanon. Every 2 days we're making our transfers, so from all the money that we do raise, every 2 days the transfers are being made directly to Lebanon and it's getting displaced on the ground.
It's brought back bitter memories of previous wars in Lebanon.
I was caught up over there, so I feel a sense of, yes, I need to do the right thing, I need to spread the message, I need to do whatever I can to spread that message to the people here, what's going on.
Following the mandate of forum leaders at the 53rd Pacific Islands Forum meeting in Tonga in August, the high-level forum Troika Plus mission to New Caledonia will take place from 27th to 29th October. The mission is strictly observational in line with the request of the Government of New Caledonia and will follow the terms of reference agreed by the French state, the Government of New Caledonia and endorsed by the forum leaders. Forum Chair and Tonga Prime Minister Huakava Meliku Siasi Sovaleni will lead the mission and will be joined by fellow leaders Mark Brown, Cook Islands Prime Minister, Sitiveni Rabuka, Fiji Prime Minister, and Peter Agovaka, Solomon Islands Minister for Foreign Affairs and External Trade. They will tour Noumea and visit with stakeholders impacted by the recent unrest, including political parties, youth and the impacted communities, and dialogue with the private health and education sectors. By understanding local perspectives, the forum can better support ongoing dialogue about New Caledonia's future, all while respecting its current status. Queensland's political leaders are making their final pitch for votes ahead of tomorrow's state election. Premier Stephen Miles has begun the day in Brisbane and is set to continue his blitz to visit 36 seats in 36 hours. Opposition leader David Crisafulli is on the Sunshine Coast and says he expects the result to be close.
Most of the policies have now been announced, and as you said, the leaders are making their final pitches to voters, both embarking on a blitz of seats. Now, the LNP has consistently been ahead in the polls this campaign, but the latest news poll out today shows that the contest seems to be tightening. So on the one hand, you have a third-term Labor government with a Premier who's been in the role since December, Stephen Miles, asking for a fourth term, trying to make it about cost of living and who voters trust. And on the other hand, you have an opposition that's been opposition for the past almost 10 years, trying to make the case for a change of government. And this is what both leaders had to say earlier this morning.
The Labor Party have run a scare campaign and the unions have backed them up, but we haven't wavered from giving Queenslanders hope over that fear. I'm choosing hope over fear, and I'm asking Queenslanders, if you don't want to see a fourth term, 14 years from the Labor Party, if you don't want to see a minority parliament with the Greens and Katter, imagine getting youth crime reform through with the Greens and healthcare reform through with the Katters. It would be bedlam, chaos, and we're offering stability, and we have put forward plans, sensible plans, comprehensive plans to deal with them.
Every Queensland election is very, very hard, and this one will be hard for Labor to win, but I've spent 10 months showing what kind of leader I am and the kind of Premier I would be if I won a 4-year term in my own right. I took those additional coal royalties and delivered them back to Queenslanders with record cost of living relief, and now I have a long-term plan for the state's future that I want the chance to implement, including an energy price guarantee, cheaper fuel, bringing back bulk billing across the state with 50 new bulk billing GP practices, as well as school lunches, making sure every one of our young Queenslanders in our state primary schools gets a healthy, nutritious meal every day.
So what are the key issues this election is really focusing on, Kate?
Well, Labor is continuing to make it about cost of living, health as well. One of the key announcements it made at its launch a few weeks ago was around promising every primary state school student a free lunch if it's re-elected. It's also made health promises around promising to set up 50 new bulk billing clinics across the state. 38 of them would be in regional Queensland. In terms of the opposition, they've been focusing on 4 issues: cost of living again, housing, health and youth crime. And it's really set up a policy battle around youth crime, promising to try minors as adults for certain offences such as murder, manslaughter, unlawful use of a motor vehicle if it's elected. And it's also continued to unveil details about its youth justice plans in terms of crime prevention schools, regional reset programs, and having 2 remote facilities that would have court-ordered intensive rehabilitation. But the issues around abortion have continued to follow the opposition leader during this campaign. It started with rumblings, reported comments from some of his backbenchers, and then there were stories about candidates, and David Crisafulli has faced repeated questions around the party's stance on abortion. He continues to insist there would be no changes if the LNP is elected, but it has been something that has probably dominated his campaign.
In prison, former Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak has issued a rare apology over the looting of a state investment fund worth billions of dollars under my watch. He stated while reiterating his innocence. Najib set up the One Malaysia Development Berhad State Fund, or 1MBD, shortly after taking power in 2009. Investigators allege more than $4.5 billion was stolen from the fund and laundered by his associates to finance Hollywood films and extravagant purchases. 1MDB has faced corruption probes in at least 6 countries over the alleged misappropriation of these funds. A court is set to determine on October 30th whether to acquit Najib or ask him to enter his defense on money laundering and corruption charges in a 1MDB-related case. A councillor in a remote Western Australian mining community is urging the federal government to make changes to the Australian citizenship test. He has written to the Prime Minister in support of a woman who is a valued member of her community and is about to make another 8-hour road trip to attempt the test for the 6th time.
In WA's mining heartland, one of the most important days in these migrants' lives has arrived.
I've spent more than half my life here, so it feels like home.
But just a few streets away, becoming an Australian feels a long way off. Nett Woolcock has tried and failed to pass the citizenship test 5 times.
I don't understand why the citizenship too hard, because I'm studying a lot about that.
For each test sitting, she has to drive an 8-hour round trip to Karratha.
Every time if we go to family, we spend 1,000, maybe more.
Her husband says there's no one more deserving of citizenship than his wife.
It'd be nice if they could have some sort of way of just finding the good people, you know, like just sort of green lighting people that are actually active in the community, and rather than just someone that was academic that could answer a question doesn't necessarily make you a good person.
In 2020, 5 questions on Australian values were added to the test, a change made in part to encourage better English language skills.
Personally, I don't think it passed the PUP test.
A local council member is advocating for Nett Woolcock by sending a letter to the Prime Minister asking him to review the content of the test.
If you know what a stop sign is, a green or red light or an amber light, if you know you've got to pay taxes, you've got to vote, I think they're the more important things.
Since 2020, the pass rate for first attempts at the citizenship test has dropped from 94% to 84%. In the 2023-24 calendar year, more than 25,000 people failed on their first try. A spokesperson for the Assistant Citizenship Minister, Julian Hill, told the ABC the test is regularly reviewed to ensure the language and questions are clear and fair. Nett Woolcock is booked in to have another crack at the test here in Karratha at the end of the month and is hoping to get over the line this time.
Tropical storm Trami has killed dozens of people and displaced more than 150,000 in the Philippines after making landfall on Thursday. Trami, locally known as Severe Tropical Storm Christine, dumped heavy torrential rain on the main island of Luzon, triggering widespread flooding and landslides. The central bank cancelled foreign exchange trading and monetary operations for a second straight day. With maximum sustained winds of 95 kilometers per hour, the storm was moving westward across the mountainous northern region of Cordillera towards the South China Sea, the Philippine Weather Agency said. The government ordered businesses and schools in the path of the storm to close in anticipation of heavy rain and floods. And that ends the news segment. Join me later for your news in sports.
In its first 10 years, the PNG LNG project has had a long-lasting impact, contributing more than 26 billion kina to the state of Papua New Guinea. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levy and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Bro, it's awesome, man.
Pepsi promotion.
I'm so excited.
Let's go, let's go. And the Pepsi for match.
Pepsi for match.
And how do you win this? 2 plus Pepsi, that's all.
2 cans, bro. 2 plus, that's all.
You get yourself a chance to win
this box of match.
It's crazy cool.
My God.
A pair of headphones. It's a towel.
How about that? Full cooler box. Yeah!
Discover your home away from home at the Sidler Bay Hotel in Lorengau, Manus Province. Whether business or leisure, our modern amenities, delicious local cuisine, and serene surroundings will make you feel right at home. Book your stay now. Call 7496-3232 or email reservations@sidlerbayhotel.com.pg. Sidler Bay Hotel, where your Manus adventure begins.
rush, we're ready to go.
Kumul Petroleum is a major regional petroleum industry player involved in large-scale upstream, midstream and downstream petroleum and energy developments in the country. We are committed to ensuring that Papua New Guineans maximize benefits from the petroleum and energy sector.
Welcome back. After a month's delay, the much-anticipated 45th National Softball Titles was finally underway on Thursday in Rabaul, East New Britain Province. The event was rescheduled to 24th October to 27th October 2024. In a brief update from Queen's Park in Rabaul, Tournament Director Ian Soweni said while games are in progress, they encountered a delay on the first day due to unfavorable weather conditions coupled with teething issues relating to draws and venue changes between Kokopo and Rabaul. Nonetheless, games for both men and women are in progress at Queen's Park in Rabaul and Caledonia Sports Oval in Kokopo. Finals are scheduled for this Sunday at Caledonia. Soweni said 13 men's teams are playing in round-robin format, while 8 women's teams are competing in 2 pools. Teams from Port Moresby, Kavieng, Wilminski and Popondetta join East New Britain have teams Gazelle, Rabaul, Kokopo and Warangoi in the competition. Madang and Lay teams did not make it. Brad and Kiana Takairangi are set to create sporting history when they captain the Cook Islands Aitu and Moana in Saturday's Pacific Championships doubleheader against Fiji at Suva's HFC Stadium. The pair are believed to be the only brother and sister in any sporting code to be appointed as captain of their nation's men's and women's teams at the same time.
The siblings qualified for Cook Islands through their father, Louis Takairangi, who played for Parramatta, as did Brad, along with Sydney Roosters, Gold Coast Titans and Hull Kingston Rowers. While Brad has captained Cook Islands since 2019, the test against Mulikula, which doubles as a world qualifier, will be the first time Kiana has led the Moana. Kiana will lead the Moana against the Fiji Mulikula before Brad captains the Aitu against the Bati on Saturday in week 2 of the Pacific Championships in Suva. Kiana made her test debut in the 2017 World Cup in Australia and was a member of the Cook Islands team that shocked England 22-16 in the biggest upset of the tournament that led to the formation of the NRLW. The star fullback is aiming to lead the Moana to their 3rd consecutive World Cup by winning against Fiji on Saturday and then beating Fatu Samoa, who defeated Tonga last weekend in the playoff in Auckland on November 2. Meanwhile, Fiji Bati coach Waise Kativerata has only 2 changes to his lineup for this weekend's match against the Cook Islands. The changes sees James Valevatu coming in to start at hooker, moving Peniona Tagi Tuimua to the bench, while Kailan Mafua coming in for Nathan Kincaid on the bench. Captain Tui Kamkamita and Ben Nukumbuwai will start at prop. Valevatu at hooker, Kikau will partner Tanny Milne at second row, and Caleb Navale will be at lock. Kurt Donohoe will start at halfback, Kevin Naingama will start at first 5'8", while Wanga Blake and Michael Jennings will pair up in the centres. Micah Sivo and Semi Valame will be on the wings, and Sunia Turuva will be at fullback. The reserves include Tagui Tuimua, Kitione Kautoga, and Mafua and Jordan Miller. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
And that's all we have in sports. And now the weather forecast for the main centres for the next 24 hours. Southern region, Port Moresby mostly cloudy with chances of rain showers. Kerma partly cloudy with some rain. Alotau cloudy periods with some rain. Momase, Ley, brief showers, then partly sunny to mostly cloudy with few rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Wewak, cloudy periods with chances of few showers or drizzles. New Guinea Islands, Lorengau, partly sunny, then few showers in the evening. Kokopo and Rabaul, cloudy with a shower or two easing. And Buka, mostly fine. Highlands, Goroka, Barnes and Kundiawa, cloudy with periods of rain and possible thunderstorms. Ocean forecast for PNG areas for the next 24 hours. Coral seas slight to moderate with east to southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. Solomon Sea slight with southeast to northeast winds of 5 to 15 knots. Bismarck Sea slight with northeast to southeast winds of 5 to 15 knots. And Pacific Ocean slight with east to southeast winds of 5 to 15 knots. And coastal waters forecast. Waters of southern PNG and Indonesian border to Daru, to Kiwai Islands, to Kerma, to Yule Island, to Hood Point, to Samarai Islands. Waters of Samarai Island to Cape Vogel and Old Millen Bay Islands, and waters of Cape Vogel to Huon Gulf to Finchafen. Seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. Waters of Finchafen through Vitius Strait to Siasi and Long Island, seas 1 to 2 meters. Waters of Bougainville, seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters. And that ends the news tonight. From the news team, have a safe weekend. Bye for now.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.